And welcome to today's stream. Where
Hi.
Hello. Oh my gosh, I feel like we weren't supposed to come in yet.
yeah, you weren't.
Whoopsies.
We have pure chaos. Cause that's the name of the world. That's why it's funny. That's why you're supposed to laugh.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
I don't know where Howie went. Also,
It's concerning.
Howie.
It is concerning.
he just left. He left the bed. He's on the clock here. I don't know why he left.
not allowed to do that.
My favorite part, I'm sorry. I am concerned that Howie has left. My favorite part about this is that Sacco is just a recurring character now.
And radio.
Like Bridge Builder Marissa was like expected. I never have the same energy twice in a single episode, so it's like fine that I don't have a name. But just the fact that like Sacco is a thing, I love that.
Do you love it because it's like not what you would have thought?
It's just like never in a million years would I have said emo Sacco is a thing that like I know it like it blows my mind. All right, how do you play this game and why do I have nothing?
I think you died the last time.
Did I die immediately? Oh, I literally everything's empty. I have nothing except for tears. Oh, I found a leather.
I don't remember.
What?
Which way? I think it was the other way. I think I'm going the wrong way. Where the end of the bridge is.
Oh. Yeah, I did the same thing.
I'm just crafting because I'm so confused. I have to rebuild everything.
I think me and you wandered off.
Do you need planks?
And then you died. But I don't remember where.
I got stuck. Like
you drowned.
I like drowned like in a weird spot.
Yeah.
Do you need planks or logs to make sticks?
Thanks.
You need planks, okay.
What kind of wood is this?
Kind of what is what?
The one in the middle.
Oak.
Okay. How much oak do you need? We're gonna do a transition soon, or is it gonna be oak stuff?
I'm sorry, I'm just weirded out by the fact that you're paying attention.
Oh, I could leave.
I'm not paying
Bye.
attention. Do iron nuggets? How do you make iron ingot? Ingot.
Yeah, ingot. Yeah.
Ooh. Is it iron nuggets?
You need 9 nuggets to make an ingot.
Oh. I have 10 nuggets.
Okay, now fill the crafting menu with the nuggets.
What do you smelt?
Don't smelt anything. You go to a crafting table.
Oh.
And
So you
put
find
the
raw
nuggets.
iron, you smelt raw iron, it makes a nugget, you make the nugget into a bar.
No, raw iron. When you smelt it, makes an ingot. I got nuggets from a dungeon.
Okay, I understand now. I took a bunch of iron out of the smelter to make like an axe and sword and stuff.
This is so much faster than me.
It's the jumping.
Oh, there's an Enderman following you.
Don't look at him.
It's
Matt,
fine.
did you look at him?
I don't want to.
Matt, did you look at him? Matt!
Matt, did you look at him?
No, yeah, I saw him. We made direct eye contact.
Oh,
Yeah, I know you made direct eye contact. He's gonna kill you.
If I don't let him.
I'm very scared because
He's
he's
gonna
near
start
the
stealing our
house.
shit.
Oh, I'm.
Don't look at him, Marissa. Don't look at him. Look down. Look down. Everybody, there's nothing to see here. Everything's fine. Bye, Mr. Enderman. Good
I
night.
didn't understand the rules of the game. Now I'm terrified.
He's gonna steal pieces of our house.
Is he gonna be there when we wake up?
Probably. Don't look at him.
I don't see anybody. How are you supposed to find them if you don't look at them?
Don't look in their eyes, Matt. You can look at them. Just don't look up at their face.
They're shy. They don't like it.
Fuck your shit up
think
and
it's
steal your blocks.
gone.
No, it's not. I can see it.
Where is it?
Right next to me. Oh, I teleported away. I think you're safe, Matt.
I'm terrified.
You should be.
Oh, oh man, I had a little spyglass. So much.
You're just having a rough day, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I'm alright. I'm not gonna make like a emo room about it or anything, but
Ah. You just don't understand.
alright. So quick recap. We're
Baby
building a
chicken.
bridge. End of recap.
Beginning of my recap, there's a chicken. There's a baby chicken on the side of the road. And it's cute. So, yeah. I missed.
I don't know.
Back in the game.
No idea
Don't know
what
what,
you just
Marissa.
said.
I don't. Y'all have so much armor. I got nothing.
Shouldn't have died.
Oh, there's a sheep.
I think Matt, we were going scouting to find out where we were gonna go next. I
Oh,
think.
No,
And that's when you got that.
No, I was just exploring, and I drowned. I went underneath. There was like a cave. Can you build giant mushrooms?
Yes and no.
Can you make
You
like a
can-
mushroom
you can-
cube?
You can grow a giant mushroom.
You make a mushroom cube. It's like when you mine it, it just
Becomes mushrooms. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. You might be able to. You might need an enchanted pickaxe to do it though.
What do you do with mushroom?
You can make stew. Super exciting.
Just really
Mushroom
stuff.
stew.
I'm just walking around with our entire source of iron, and I never put it back. Like,
Yeah, you should go put that back.
so risky.
Yeah,
Thanks
you
for
of all
having me around.
people shouldn't have it.
Yeah, I'm stressed.
I'm also stressed.
I'm just gonna stare into the Enderman's eyes with our iron.
I mean, I'll go pick
Well,
it
I'm
up
gonna-
from your dead corpse. So.
Yeah. Uh-oh, there's a zombie.
So,
Oh, you have a trident. Oh no. Ow.
did y'all get a chance to look at the new PlayStation Plus stuff?
I did.
What do you think?
Could I just not find it, or did they not release a list of the games that are going to be on it?
They did not release. I did not really see a release of the games. I know that the
I did not release it.
I definitely don't have that information, and I definitely didn't sign an NDA about it.
Okay, that doesn't sound suspicious at all.
I didn't. I'm telling you, I did not do either of those things.
I think
the basically like what I read was like I don't know about the first like 2 categories, but like the third category was like PlayStation 1 classics and like PlayStation 2.
Yeah, so it sounds like a mix of like Game Pass plus the Nintendo subscription.
Yeah. So the last category, it was basically just like the PlayStation Now catalog. Like they're basically just making PlayStation Now available as a PlayStation Plus add-on because nobody was buying PlayStation Plus now.
Yeah, so like
Anyways,
I don't think I'm gonna end up upgrading my PlayStation Plus to any of the new levels because like I already
oh my
have
gosh, I
Game
fell.
Pass.
See, why is there so much swimmable? Like I'm in the bottom of the lake. I'm stuck under the ground. I'm gonna fucking drown. Oh my god, I'm scared.
Did you put back the iron? Matt, did you put back the iron?
I put back down.
For the record, Matt, I filled up the hole. That's what you can get out.
Stressed. I fell it again.
Matt, why did you do that? There.
Let me out.
Right there.
I'm scared.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna drown again.
Put that hole there. I feel like I don't know what it's like to be a parent. Like, can you imagine watching your kid like jumping into a pool and be like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna drown," and then as soon as they get out of the pool, just jumping back in?
I can't imagine being your parent. That's for sure.
Oh.
I feel like every time I see your mom, I just want to give her like a hug and chocolates and whatever else she would like because you know what? You know what? She went through it.
She's been through enough.
Are we gonna leave some of the water, or are we just gonna pave over all of it?
I just put whatever's in the way. Like this should be good. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna. I might try it out.
Matt,
Matt.
Matt.
Yes.
I have a very important task for you.
Yes.
Oh.
Matt, look at me. Stop
Yes,
waving your
no,
shovel.
close.
No, stop. Come here. Come here. Shh. Come here. Okay, so you need to go get flowers. Like a fuck ton of flowers.
Okay. I can do that.
Sacco, I need a shovel.
Do you want this dirt here? Do you want my shovel?
I have an iron shovel. Oh, he has an iron shovel. Okay.
You took my shovel, Sacco!
I took it?
Yeah.
Oh, I did take it. My bad.
Give it back. Here's my shovel.
Like, I don't need a shovel to make flowers, right?
No.
Yeah, no, basically, like, the last one was basically just, like, PlayStation Now. But I don't like the fact that it's streamed.
Well, so, like, from what I read was the PlayStation 1 and 2 games could be installed, but the PlayStation 3 games are still only cloud-based.
Yeah.
And that is just because
Annoying.
Sony has not figured out how to emulate the PS3 yet, apparently. Like, I understand
But,
maybe
like,
not being able to do it on the PS4, but you're saying the PS5 can't emulate a PS3?
Yeah, I saw a bunch of tweets about that.
PS3s on, like,
yeah, but I saw a bunch of people
2009.
online, and they're like, way to prove that nobody had any idea what the fuck they did with the PS3. Like, what do you mean? Like, you guys don't even know how it works? You can't even just, like, figure that out with your tech? That's how fucked up the PS3 was? Alright.
So, are you telling me that, like, whenever I play an Xbox 360 game, my computer is just emulating an Xbox 360?
Not your computer. No, those are actual ports. But on the Xbox, like if you're playing it on the Xbox One.
Yeah, obviously they're
done
just
some
ports,
backwards
okay,
compatibility.
Matt? Obviously they're ports.
I'm
Everybody knows what that
explaining
means.
Explaining it. So on the Xbox,
Obviously.
for the Xbox One, they actually slightly modified the code because the architecture was close enough between the Xbox One and the Xbox 360.
Yeah, come on, Matt.
But the PC version of
I'm a bit. Hold on. I'll be honest with you. Completely zoned out. You started saying a whole bunch of words, and I was looking at this file. I'm gonna need that one more time.
Okay, the Xbox 360 games you're playing on your computer they were written for the computer. They were translated by a human being. But
they were written for the computer. Show me the how.
Yeah.
The how is asleep. Oh, you want me to switch my camera? I see. You don't want to see me anymore. I got you.
Yikes.
I understand.
I'm not wanted.
I will allow
pleasure.
this.
I
You can't.
Yeah, but,
you can't talk until we have this figured out. What the fuck
I'm
do you
sorry.
think that you're doing here? You think you're more important than the Howie? I'm not more important than the Howie. The game is not more important than the Howie. Nobody's more important than the Howie. Alright, now you can talk.
Okay.
Really quickly, do you know that scene in Shrek when Donkey's freaking out and Fiona's like, we need a flower with blue leaves and or like red leaves and blue thorns?
Yeah.
And he's running through the forest and he's like, oh,
It's
I wish I wasn't
blue
colorblind.
petals and red thorns. Thank you.
Is that what you just did to me?
No.
Yeah, I suddenly feel like maybe
No.
I was given
Um,
a pointless task.
blue flower, red thorns. Blue flower, red thorns. Ah, there's a creeper! Ah!
One more hit. Nice.
I found a cow.
Anyways, would you like me to explain the PC ports again?
Yeah. One more time.
Okay. So the Xbox 360 games you're playing on your computer were written for the computer. They're the same game. A human looked at the code and then wrote it in a different way so the computer could play. The problem.
Oh god, I'm hungry.
PS3,
I can't run.
So the
I'm
reason
stressed.
Xbox 360 games
But
work on the Xbox One.
Can somebody that works at Sony not just write?
No, so here's the biggest problem. The reason the Xbox 360 games work on Xbox One is because they were both an AMD processor. Like at the core of them, like they're both very different processors, but they use the same instructions. The reason the PS3 is so dumb to work with is because it was like a custom processor made by IBM for the PS3. It was never used in anything ever, and it was like loosely based on like Power PC architecture, like what the old Macs had.
Yeah.
And because of that, they can't just they haven't figured out a way to just emulate those instructions to work on the new processors.
But I swear,
in a way that works properly.
I swear,
Now they are for the Sony exclusives, they don't really have an excuse because they have all the source code. Like it would take time and a lot of resources.
I'm gonna be honest. This is why Mo comes for Howie.
Conversations like
well,
this.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Oh my gosh! Wait, no, I had like 40 loaves of bread. I don't know where's. Oh, I don't want to.
Poor Sacco. He has a literal computer science degree, and all we do when he tries to use it is just tell him to shut up.
Does anybody, Marissa, do you have any hay bales on you?
No.
I think you.
You're the one with all the hay.
I think I put them in the.
I think you gave them to me and I died.
I think you. Yeah, I think you died with them. I have a couple pieces of pork chop.
No, I don't want pork chops. I want bread.
I have a bunch of carrots.
I want bread.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have bread. Look at the baby. He's sleeping. He is sleeping. He's being a very, very good boy.
Oh, he's so cute.
Before you got here, Mo, he wasn't. He he left for a little bit, and I feel like he knew you were coming, because he came back. Came back just for you.
That's for Mo.
His number one fan. He would never disappoint his number one fan. Not intentionally, anyway.
Yeah.
What I enjoyed about the PlayStation announcement was, and this is not really ripping on PlayStation, although it might seem like it, is like the explanation was so long about what was happening. Like, it was such a long-winded explanation for a new product.
It's a very complicated. Like, it's not like it's simple.
Is it
in that it's only like 3 tiers, but like it's like.
But then and then I got an email and it was like, there's changes to the program. They weren't like, wow, there's this new and exciting like opportunity you could take. Like, it wasn't written like marketing copy. It was like, we're doing a thing.
Changing things.
We don't want you to panic. And it's like, no, you're really not making me like inclined. Like, it was like they had updated their like terms of service.
Yeah.
It was like very boring email. It was like, you guys are like, was like, this seems like not how you make this announcement personally.
Yeah, I did not even open it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think again, like, so like they didn't really give you a whole lot of information. They gave you the pricing and they're like, oh, it's gonna have all the like PlayStation Studio games.
Oh goodness, we have been showing Howie for too long.
Oh no, that's not possible. There is no such thing as too much Howie. But like they didn't say anything about like what the third-party games are gonna be.
You didn't have
I think that's up to.
Stop talking.
It might not be up to them.
I just didn't hear anything, so I thought I like left the party or something weird. What just hit me? Anyways, yeah. So I don't. It would all depend on like the third party games, because like I mean the Sony games are great, but there aren't like a ton of them right now. Especially
I mean,
new games like I'm saying like new game. Like I've played a lot of them.
I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think they're going for like new game, but also they're not doing first day. Like they're not doing first day release. So even all the new games.
So like the next God of War is not going to be on this PlayStation subscription thing day one.
No.
Then what's the point?
You can play The Last of Us. You know that game that came out for PlayStation 3 that they remade for the PlayStation 4? You know that one?
Remade again for the PlayStation 5?
Yeah, that one. They're bringing that.
Okay.
Like, it's very much like a... But, like, also, like, Nintendo Online, like, they're giving you, like, 40-year-old games. But they're not charging extra for it, like...
Well, they kind of are, because you have to pay extra for, like, was it Nintendo 64
games?
The
Nintendo 64 ones, but you get other stuff, too. Like, you're also getting 400 Mario Kart maps. Like...
Yeah.
Like, you're not, again, like, you're not buying it. They're not, like, advertising it as, like, this is a gaming, like, you can stream these games. It's like, hey, you're paying for this service. Here's some free games in the meantime. And that's why it's like, yeah I don't mind, like, paying for Nintendo Online.
So I just expected all the Sony games to be there day one. If they're not going to be there day one, then I don't see that being a success.
Well, it's like the same thing as like PlayStation Now. Like, how many people do you know pay for PlayStation Now?
In like North America, not a lot. I know they're like it's a lot bigger.
I like how sorry, Matt said, "How many people do you know?" And Sacco was like, "In North America?" Like,
no,
Sacco's,
but my friends around the world.
In North America, I know it's not a lot of people, but I was like, how many friends internationally do you have? You have other friends?
I know 0 people, I know 0 people who use PlayStation Now.
Okay, I think that's their target audience. Is the PlayStation Now fans can now get more games. Like to me, like it looked like it was just a bigger PlayStation Now.
Yeah.
It looked like a really shitty attempt for the Game Pass. Like, it's just, like, not the same at all.
The biggest draw of the Game Pass is the day one. Like, I'm never gonna have to buy another Halo game. I'm never gonna have to buy like another Skyrim game. Like, I will just have them. They will just show up on my console when they release day one if I preload it. Like, it's not like I'll never have to buy it again. And that's like the whole point of Game Pass.
I think that there's a big hype. Like day one is a big hype.
Yeah, 100%. Like if it had the new God of War on it, I would maybe like do it for a year. Because like the next year you're gonna have like God of War, and like you'll have like the Horizon Forbidden West and like all these other games.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of going to be a big year for like Sony exclusives.
But that's exactly why they're not going to do it, because they can make more money.
Yeah, but then you're not going to get the. But they don't really understand that like Microsoft is a like multi-billion-dollar company because of their subscriptions.
Yeah. Sony's a multi-billion-dollar company because they don't give you accessible hardware.
Because they don't give you a choice.
It's very much like these are our exclusives. You're gonna pay $700 for a PlayStation 5. Good luck. I hope you find one.
Yeah.
Xbox is making games accessible, making it easier to play games. They're removing like paywalls pretty much. They're making it harder to gatekeep.
Did they say that in like the blog post or the press release?
That they were going to get one?
Yeah.
I don't know if they said it, but I read it. Like I didn't watch any videos. Like everything I read was like written. I'm having a hard time.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. But are you? I read through the written things that are able to be read.
Guys.
Was it blog posts? Was that what you were trying to say?
Blog posts, sure.
Articles? Twitter posts?
Yeah, it was articles. It was articles. It was like articles and blog posts.
Mo, tell me you're looking at the houster right now, because he looks fucking adorable.
Everyone's looking at the houster. Okay, also, like, so once they switch over to this, are they still going to give away games with PlayStation Plus?
Yeah. So
okay, so literally nothing is changing for anybody who doesn't want PlayStation now.
No, so you can your basic one. Here, let me, because I don't wanna.
Go find the written things that you read.
I'm gonna
find
the words that I read.
Hey Matt, you wanna come back and sleep before you find the written things?
I found them. So you're I can't push the tuck buttons, also the walk button. I don't know who set this up.
I think it was
the
you.
Walk button?
Yeah, like whenever I do it, he starts walking.
Oh.
Okay. So if your PlayStation Plus Essential.
Yeah, which is just your normal PlayStation Plus.
It's the $9.99 for North America. $9.99 provides the same benefits the PlayStation Plus members are getting today, such as 2 monthly downloadable games, exclusive discounts, cloud storage, online multiplayer access. There are no changes for existing PlayStation Plus members in this tier.
Okay.
I'm just having to drink water because my throat is so fucking dry.
Okay.
Like, I think the biggest selling factor is that it's just a bigger... like, there's more. So then your PlayStation Plus Extra provides all the benefits from the Essential tier, adds a catalog of up to 400 of the most enjoyable PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games, including blockbuster hits from our PlayStation Studios catalog and third-party partners. Games the Extra tier downloadable for play. And then, so this is going to be $15, so like an extra $5.
Which is $1 less than Game Pass.
Yeah. But the thing with the Game Pass is that it says it has like over 100, like it says 100 plus. And then this one says up to 400. And then your Premium Plus, sorry, your PlayStation Plus Premium, by the benefits of the other two, adds up to 340 additional games, including PlayStation 3 games available via cloud streaming, a catalog of beloved classic games, both streaming download options from the PlayStation 2, and PSP. Streaming access for original PlayStation 2, PSP, PS4 games offered in the extra and premium tiers in market, so you can stream cloud streaming. Not available in Japan.
The premium tier literally is just PlayStation Now.
Yeah, like, so you add the PlayStation Now tier. Like, really, if you were gonna do anything, I think the PlayStation Plus Extra is like what you're looking for, unless you want those classic games, like the PlayStation 3 game, and that one's $17.99.
Now,
again,
I don't remember if they can do this. I know on the Xbox, if you put your Xbox 360 game into your Xbox One console and it's backwards compatible, it'll download the backwards compatible version and you can just play it. So you don't have to buy it. But I'm pretty sure the PlayStation, you can't do that.
So, I'm sorry, what was the question? You can put a...
Can I put a PS1 disc in a PlayStation 4 and play the PS1 game?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
But that has nothing to do with the subscription services.
I know, but
it only works.
Realistically, the people who want to play the old games already own them.
Yes. So it only works for PlayStation 1 games. You can't put PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3.
Okay.
I don't know why.
PlayStation 3 I kind of get because you literally can't download them. Like, why can't I download a PlayStation 2 game if it's in your store and I own the
How is it streamable? Like, when you're streaming it, is there a PlayStation 3 somewhere in the world that is, like, running the game that you're streaming off of? Like, how does...
Pretty much, yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous.
That sounds wrong. That sounds like when I was little and I thought that when they were playing songs on the radio, they actually had to ask the band to come in. That feels like that. That feels like the same thing. That feels like a lie.
I don't know, like, I don't know how much you guys have followed, like, the Xbox Cloud stuff. Like
just so closely. Streaming. I actually read it just strictly in my free time. But for those of that, in the audience who haven't done that, obviously, could you explain?
When they had the Xbox One cloud streaming stuff, like it was Xbox One hardware that everything was built on, and then it took them after the Series X came out, it took them I think 4 or 5 months to get enough Series X hardware to allow you to stream Series X games. Like they're basically just a bunch of Series X's somewhere in the world, and you just rent one.
That feels like a lie. That feels.
It might be.
Like it feels like you're lying to me.
No, like there is literally a building just full of. They're not like it's not like just a bunch of Xboxes plugged in. Like they're torn down and like thrown onto boards, and like all connected like through a network. But like it's essentially just an Xbox Series X somewhere in the world, and you're playing your game on it. And then it's streaming the video to you. It's essentially how it works. I am leaving out a lot of technical details on how they make it work properly.
Are you leaving out technical details, or do you not understand the technical details?
I understand them on a very basic level in that I didn't design them, so I don't have to know the super technical shit on them. But essentially, like,
is this how you feel when I talk about how English sentences are constructed? Because I
understand them on a basic level enough to use them, and then you know why they're like that.
I don't. I feel like you're making shit up. Is why
I'm not.
And
Like,
I've heard you say that to me multiple times when I've corrected your grammar, and you're like, I think you're just making it up.
Well, the thing about this is that, like, I think like a lot of the words he's using like are computer specific, and like the concepts are very very niche. Like, you never need to know this, and you're talking about basic grammar.
Yeah.
It's like commas are real. You're making that up.
When have I ever got to use a comma? But come on.
I don't need that. My fucking I had a professor who basically I don't know if I told you this before. I feel like I did. One of my last year professors was like, never use a colon. You don't need it. Put a period. She's like, never use a colon, or not a colon. She's like, never use a semicolon.
Ah, get
put
fucked.
a period or put a comma. You don't need it.
Actually, that's actually fucking incorrect, because you should never put a comma instead of a semicolon.
Yeah.
That's not a thing.
She was basically like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to continue the sentence?
Tell me you don't understand a semicolon without telling me you don't understand a semicolon.
Oh my gosh, there's bees. There's a whole bunch of bees. Oh my god, what's happening?
You hit a beehive?
I don't know. They're huge.
Die.
Sacco, you're walking.
Ah! I hit you, I'm sorry. Ow.
Are they friendly?
Ow.
I think they're friendly.
Ow.
I think. I've made
Well, why did you do? You look so sad. I feel bad. Oh man.
Evo Sacco strikes again. What were we talking about? Semicolons?
Who gives a fuck about an Oxford comma? We were talking about something called. We were talking about how you think there's a bunch of PlayStation 3s.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wanna hear the rest of the PlayStation Plus, like what they wrote in their blog post that I read?
Sure.
This is also not like just like a random blog post. Like it's
for it's
PlayStation. Like it's PlayStation.com. Yeah.
Yeah.
So their key focus is to ensure that the hundreds of games we offer will include the best quality content. At launch, we plan to include titles such as Death Stranding, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man. So all of those games came out, like in 20
ago.
Yeah, like a while ago. Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales, which is technically like a mini game, like a side game.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 11.
DLC.
Yeah.
Like literally a bee is falling you. Do you have honey on you? Oh, it's
I don't have
flower.
honey. I'm holding a flower. Where are you? I'm trying to bring it.
Flower.
No, I like it.
Is this your pet? Is this your pet bee now?
Yes. What do I do with them? How do I domesticate it?
How do I domesticate it?
Don't hit it. It'll fuck your shit up.
No, it's good.
Be careful around the bee.
Yeah, and then
Marissa, Matt's
they
bringing a bee to you.
That's okay.
We're working closely with our imaginative developers.
Imaginative.
PlayStation Studios.
I was like,
partners.
I'm working closely with my imaginary friends.
Are we making a flower? Is that why we need the flowers?
Yeah, you were gonna put the flowers on the side.
Oh, not. Wow.
It's a beautiful bee. Don't make it mad.
It's so fucking. I can't. I was gonna whack it. They're working closely with their imaginative developers for the PlayStation Studios and third-party partners.
I can't. I know that's not what they mean, but it's literally, it just sounds like they're make-believe.
It sounds rough.
It's like, no, there's real people, I promise. Mom.
Where did all this rock come from? Did you like hit bedrock while you were...
Well, bedrock you can.
I guess it's not bedrock, yeah. I mean, that's fair. Where did all this iron come from? I grabbed way more flowers than I needed. You were like, grab as many flowers as you can.
No. This is gonna go on for a while. You've gotten ahead of your work.
There's a lot.
I'm gonna need another pickaxe.
Yeah, I'm gonna go make one.
You can take mine in the meantime.
Stretch! Howie, we have to stretch.
Howie.
Stretch. Come here. Yeah, you're not gonna do that without incentive. Not that. No. You have to stretch on camera. Where do you think you're going? Come on. Come here.
Just put this dog to fucking work.
Come on. Give me your paw. No. Give me your paw. Come on. Come on. Give me your paw. Good boy. Ready? Oh, stretch. Oh, he hates it. Oh, good boy.
Oh, he hates it.
Oh, he hates it.
I'm not gonna say the one part again because it's gonna make Marissa
Laugh.
crack up. But they are trying to include some of the best game experiences available with a library that will be regularly refreshed. But like at launch, all of the game, like there's not a single game that came out in 2022.
Okay, so what were the games that they specifically mentioned?
Death Stranding.
Yeah. Which that one, I feel like that's the most recent of the
That
ones.
is a very recent game. That game came out in 2019.
Oh, Mo really went hard on the Howie redeems. I'm gonna get myself to the house.
Oh my goodness, he gets a head pet and a treat.
He gets the rest of that treat because he got like an eighth of a treat
Hot diggity.
for doing the stretch, which I think he's still dealing with the trauma from.
No trauma.
It's so dark out. Oh no.
It's very dark.
So I'm gonna go through all the games that they said, and I'm gonna like find the dates for you. But also they said when the new PlayStation Plus service launches, PlayStation Now will transition into the new PlayStation Plus offering and will no longer be available as a standalone service.
So are they just gonna give you PlayStation Plus Premium?
Yeah. And then the PlayStation Now customers will migrate over to PlayStation Plus Premium with no increase in their current subscription fees at launch. But I don't know how much is PlayStation Now?
Howie. Oh boy. Head pats. Do you want a treat?
I'm assuming it's probably pretty close to the same price.
Yeah? Okay, spin. Spin it around. Okay, come on. Come on. Do a turn. Come on. Turn around. Good boy. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Come on. Turn around. You're being really not good right now. Okay, give me your paw. Give me your paw. Give me your paw. We worked on this. Come on, give me your paw. Good boy. Okay, lie down. Good job. Howie appreciates the treat, Mo.
So PlayStation Now is currently $9.99 per month.
Mo does not want to see me at all.
So you do it again?
Yeah.
You're strictly for the dog.
I'm gonna try something else. Do.
Any more peonies? There's a fucking Enderman over here.
Fuck it up.
Why does this keep happening?
Don't look at him.
I ran away. So PlayStation Now is currently $9.99, and I'm assuming you also need a PlayStation Plus membership, so that's another $9.99. So you're paying $20.
I don't think you do need a PlayStation Plus membership for it. Right?
Oh, I'm just assuming. So if you don't have a PlayStation Plus membership, and you're just playing for,
I don't actually know. I don't see why they would make you have a PlayStation Plus membership for PlayStation Now.
So, I guess so. Like, you'll pay $9.99, and then they won't up. Like, they'll give you the premium one, which is like $17.99, and they said they would charge you like initially.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So it's interesting, but okay. So God of War came out 2018.
Yeah.
Death Stranding came out 2019.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man game came out in 2018.
Yeah. I'm not seeing a lot of incentive.
Like, if you haven't played those games, Miles Morales is technically the newest game, 2020, but it's like an in-between game. Like, they're making a Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Mo. Oh my god. I don't know where Howie went. Okay. I'm gonna... Howie!
Like I get like if you just got your PlayStation 5, like it would make sense to like get it.
Like the newest game
or
is,
whatever.
The newest game on that list is called Returnal. I don't know if you've heard of it. I don't recognize it, but it came out for the PlayStation 5.
Eternal?
Returnal.
Eternal. No.
Return. It came out in 2021. Third-person shooter, roguelike video game. But I don't recognize it. But it came out for the PlayStation 5 technically.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I get there's probably an audience for it because if there isn't, they wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
But I'm not the target audience because like the games that are on it, I've already played the ones that I wanted to play, or I own them and just haven't played them yet. Like, like the only one that like Ghost of Tsushima would be like the only one that would be like an older game that actually might be there on launch potentially.
I feel like they would have wrote that in though. I feel like that would have been one of the ones they're breaking about.
Right?
I think every other game other than these
when did that come out?
5.
2020 or 2019?
Okay, Mo. He just needed some water.
2020.
2020. Yeah, so it's
But
a
it's
year,
also a PlayStation Plus game. It's gonna be free for the month.
It can be free for the month?
Yeah.
Oh, so then
There's no point in paying extra.
Yeah. like
I feel like the big games, like they might do that. They'll be like, look, we're giving away this game for free, but only for a month. So if you don't sign in for that month, like.
But still, that's not like, I don't know, man.
I think you'll get more people based like that. Like, I found out the Final Fantasy VII was like one of the free games, and like I immediately opened my PlayStation for the first time, and I think it's a lot. I think I think I did it on the app. Yeah, I don't think I actually did it.
Yeah,
but I haven't played the game.
And the other thing is like it's honestly slightly better to do on the app because you can claim both the PS4 and PS5 games.
Yeah.
Without actually owning the PS5. Because like on the PS4, if you go to PlayStation Plus, it'll just show you the PS4 ones, and it'll show you the PS5 ones, but it won't let you actually claim them.
So here's my question, and I mean no disrespect. Why are you still paying for a PlayStation Plus subscription?
I still play PlayStation.
Oh wow!
Like the F1 league is on PlayStation.
Oh
like,
shit!
I play NHL.
Fair enough.
Yeah, like all my
like
friends and like,
no, but you're like other than F1 and NHL.
And not really. The only reason I'm still playing PlayStation Plus is because I have friends who have PlayStations. And they didn't get Xboxes, so.
Do you want to know why I'm paying for it? Why? It's the stupidest reason ever.
Because you forgot to unsubscribe?
Every single year they auto renews for a year.
Yeah.
And I every November I'm like, oh, my thing's gonna come out soon. I don't remember when that is. I should cancel it. And then I check my bank statement and it came out like the next day or like the day before. Like fuck, missed it again. I have it for another year.
Like, do you even play PlayStation?
No, I've not turned on my PlayStation. Well, I'm gonna play it for The Last of Us. The last game I played was The Last of Us.
You don't need PlayStation Plus for that.
No. I really want to play like Miles Morales, but like I like kind of want to play it on a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, but again, like you still need PlayStation.
But I have
Plus for that.
zero.
Like there's
I have
you're still
zero
you've given me
plan.
0 reasons for you to play for PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, no, I just no.
You just didn't cancel it.
I didn't cancel it yet. I took too long to cancel it.
Why don't you
also
cancel it
collecting
right now
flowers?
then?
I think I turned off auto renewal the last time.
Oh, okay.
I think they got 3 years out of me.
3 years. Oh my god.
Yeah, like it
You need that RBC thing where like it tells you like, hey, the subscription came out.
It's better than that. It tells you when a subscription's about to come out based on your past.
yeah.
Oh, that's even better because then you can cancel it.
Yeah.
Switch your banks. you need to get a new bank.
Yeah, he can't remember to cancel a PlayStation subscription. You want him to change banks?
Matt, your bank isn't working hard for you. You gotta get a new one.
Jesus Christ. My audio did cut out. What were we talking about? There's a bank that tells you when a subscription's gonna come out?
Yeah, RBC.
I
They'll
see
be like,
commercials for it all the time.
Hey, something's coming out soon.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Like, so if you have like bill payments and stuff or like auto withdrawals, it'll tell you like, oh, I think there should be like based on your past like purchases, like this is gonna be coming out soon, so like make sure you have enough money in the account for it and stuff like that.
It's actually really smart.
Yeah, it's very.
So every month, it's like, oh, your TELUS payment is gonna come out for like this much. I'm like, yep, I know.
I know.
It happens. The problem isn't the monthly ones. Like I know every month when like the
Yeah,
Xbox one comes out.
Yeah, it'll
The
tell
problem's
you
for the
when
yearly
you're
ones.
what like subscriptions, but like
Yeah.
it still counts. I think the yearly
Yeah.
ones, and it tells you when they've been upped, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So if you like miss the notification that like a subscription changed its price,
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Guys, Howie
Yes.
has put his head on my arm.
That's it.
That's it.
Can't move.
I'm stuck here
You're done.
forever.
You were done.
This is it. This is my life now. Oh my god, it's so cute! There's a creeper by the tree.
Oh, I guess I should be going to bed.
No.
I was running in the wrong direction. Also, Sacco, I see you starting to farm there, but I'm also out of food.
Yeah, I just got an
So
achievement.
it's...
Play for
what is this?
100 days.
That's cool.
Passing the time. You said you're out of food?
Yeah. How long is that now?
That's why I'm making the farm now.
No, I know. I'm just wondering how long your vegetables are going to take to grow.
It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a bit.
Oof. There's a rabbit eating all your produce.
No, I fed it. Now it won't leave.
Just know tonight I've used like 8 or 6k in points on the house tour.
You son of a bitch!
What?
He jumped on my farm and he messed up the block. Get
Don't tell what
Yeah.
to get. Are you talking to me or the rabbit?
you!
Oh, why?
You jump on a block, it ruins it.
Where'd the carrot go? I'm trying to eat now.
I have
I'm hungry. Oh no, I got one.
Yeah. Most of it 6K.
Yeah. Well, channel points. Yeah.
Ow. How come you're not breaking them?
Back up, because I'm not jumping, idiot.
Oh. I was trying to make a
I'll
checkerboard.
stab you.
I'm gonna make a checkerboard.
That was drowning money, and I've used it on Howie. You know what? Howie appreciated it. We appreciated it. Sounds like it was a good spend all around.
I think it was a great spend.
Also, he has now decided he's not leaving my lap, so the uppies really benefited all of us.
We're here to stay.
You guys got Howie not to make me not drown you anymore. That was his purpose. We weren't gonna tell you, but
we bamboozled you.
We bamboozled you. That was our plan all along.
I mean, hey, it worked.
Anyways, yeah, this PlayStation thing, yeah, it just seems like a big rebrand of PlayStation now.
Yeah, I think that Nintendo does it well because it's like, here, have these, like, you're not paying for the games, you're paying for the other services, and, like, they're like, yeah, have the games. Like, go ahead.
Yeah.
And this seems more like them being like, oh, look, like, give us more money and we'll give you games, but the games aren't worth it.
Yeah,
also
like, I just don't... Like, again, I know PlayStation Now has a place, because I understand, like, the Sony TVs have, like, PlayStation Now built in, so you don't actually need a PlayStation, and, like, that makes it really easy to stream the games, and you just, like, pair your controller with the TV, like, I get it, but, like, I think they could have gotten... I feel like they're just missing an opportunity. Like, they're leaving a lot of money on the table in that, like, a lot more people would have subscribed to it if it was like a day one PlayStation Studios thing.
Yeah.
But maybe they don't have like a similar deal that Xbox Xbox has with their studios. Like maybe their developers are like, no, we're not doing that. Like,
but like the developer is Sony.
No, the publisher is Sony. Like they still have development studios.
It's like Sony like, Studios.
Yeah, but like Naughty Dog is its own company, and then Sony just publishes the games under the PlayStation Studios brand. Like theoretically, Naughty Dog could have like, no, we make more money by selling our games separately. So like, go fuck yourself. We're not going to put it on your service day one. I don't necessarily think that's how those conversations went, but like I could see them not striking it like as lucrative a deal as Microsoft could. I'm sure Microsoft took a huge hit for like the first year of Game Pass, and then it eventually evened out because
I feel
more
like they
people
might
subscribed.
still be taking a hit. They can just afford the hit, and they're gonna get to a point where like. So Horizon Zero Dawn was developed by Guerrilla Games and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment.
Yeah.
So Guerrilla Games could technically be like...
According to the latest earnings report, Microsoft makes roughly $250 million every month from Game Pass.
Fucking wild.
Approximately $4 billion a year.
I think they broke even. By the way, Matt.
I'm not looking. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Game Pass accounted for 80% of Microsoft's gaming revenue last quarter.
80%?
80%.
Yeah, I don't like. Why would you buy games anymore?
Just in the first quarter,
imagine.
$3 billion. And in the quarter running from April to January to April. And that was last year, so like it probably grew from there. But again, like it's way more value for the way more bang for the bucks. Like a lot more people are going to subscribe to that. Again, like I'm sure it was costing Microsoft money at the beginning, but now they're making it all back and then some.
Even like before, like did they always have one day or day one? Sorry,
pretty sure.
Because they had like a big thing with like when they bought Bethesda and stuff. I think they added a lot to the Game Pass.
Well, they added a lot of the Bethesda games.
But they were also like big. At that time they were like, and also everything is going to be available day one.
I think they were just making a big push because there was a lot of games that weren't in the Microsoft studios that were also going to be day one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I mean, we'll see where Sony goes with this, but I don't think this is the Game Pass killer that everyone thought it was going to be.
I don't
really know what they thought. Like, the only people who I saw saying that it was gonna kill the Game Pass were people who don't have an Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, it was like people who were like, oh, like when they make theirs, like you're all gonna be sorry. And I was like, I don't really think I am. Because like either they do a really good job and cool, you get like a similar experience on the PlayStation, or they don't do a good job and nothing changes for me.
Yeah.
Like I think that
it makes a huge difference for people who have a PlayStation and only a PlayStation, but like that number is going down and down anyway because like who just have a PlayStation, I feel like is getting a little bit lower.
Yeah, I feel like for the most part, most people are gonna have. Like, I know a lot of people when the like pre-orders and stuff were happening, like they bought like a Series S and a PS5.
Because why not?
Because why not, right? The Series S was like.
Well, even other than that, like there's so many people who have like, they have like the hardcore people have a gaming PC and then they have a fucking like PS4 or PS5.
Yeah, and then you got Game Pass on the PC, and like.
Then you buy your exclusives, and that's it.
But even the thing, like Sony's whole, like the PlayStation 5's whole marketing is like we have like the Sony Interactive Studios. Like, if you're gonna buy a PlayStation for the exclusives, you're just gonna buy the exclusives. You're not gonna pay for a monthly subscription.
Yeah, but like the thing is, they're a whole like. I mean, they bought Bungie, so they're hoping to have some sort of Bungie game as like a PlayStation exclusive. Like, eventually they're gonna have a catalog that will be enticing for people to pay for the subscription, and like, not everyone is gonna have every game. So like, you gotta think like, I'm sure a majority of the Game Pass customers don't play like, I don't know, 3 or 4 AAA games every year for it to be worth it. To like have the subscription, you know what I mean? Like, because it's like $16 a month, like 16 and change here in Canada, and like, so you gotta think that. Do the math here real quick. It's what, $150 a year? No.
But
180 bucks a year. So you'd have to buy 3 games, essentially, to make that like 3 full AAA games. For it to be worth it to have Game Pass. And so like, you don't think that like there are gonna be people who like I would rather pay the subscription, not have to buy 3 Sony games a year?
What I'm saying is that they're gonna make God of War Ragnarok available in 2 years because people are gonna pay $80 for it up front. Like, even people with PlayStation Plus,
yeah, but you could be getting
will still pay.
But recurring revenue is the biggest thing because, like, what if you have a down year where all of your developers aren't releasing something that year?
Yeah,
so that whole year
you're
not
getting
getting
everything on.
You're not getting anything, though. You're not getting any
Yeah.
revenue because no one's subscribing. Because like, why would they? Because they're just gonna wait. Like the people who wanted those games have already played them. What's the point of subscribing then?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they don't have like.
Are you bored of this conversation too, Howie?
I'm so close to death and also so hungry.
Matt, you should sleep.
I'm struggling to get back. I'm crawling up these stairs.
Good boy.
Anyways, Breath of the 2 has been delayed.
Breath of the Two?
Breath
I'm
of the
tired.
Two, yeah.
Breath
I
of
am
the
tired.
Two. Breath of the Two.
They released a little video today with like maybe 30 seconds of gameplay.
And everyone
Did it
lost
look
their
cool?
mind.
No. Well, it wasn't even like I think it was gameplay that has already been seen, to be honest.
Oh.
But it was like the guy being like, "Hello, we said we were gonna release this in late 2022. We're sorry. It's gonna be 2023. We want this game to be perfect. Here's a picture of Link."
The picture
I was like, "Thank you for understanding." And I was like, "Thank you so much for gracing my presence. Thank you for acknowledging that this game technically is still coming out."
You want carrots? I can give you carrots.
I want
Just wait.
carrots. I want them so badly.
Yeah, here's some carrots and a loaf of bread.
Oh my god, it's the best day ever. I'm gonna eat them at the same time and pretend it's a carrot cake.
It's not exactly how carrot cake works.
No, it's just like it simulates the texture and the flavor. Alright.
Are you satisfied now?
Yes. I'm leaving you.
You're leaving me.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a fantastic game. And I'm just glad that it like I think one of the biggest things with Elden Rings of like why it's so successful, I haven't seen a single glitch.
I've seen like
I've
I mean
seen
every
glitches.
game has got a glitch.
Maybe
But like
glitches,
it's
but
not
like
they're not game breaking.
the game seems complete. It seems finished.
Also, they announced that they're releasing a patch. I don't know if you heard this. The patch is gonna come with like a new area and a new bunch of bosses and a bunch of like they're like, oh, this is our
Like
first
free
patch. Like,
DLC.
that's not a patch. That's a DLC.
It's free DLC.
That's an expansion.
No, it's a
And this is
patch.
the first patch. It's the first patch of the game.
It's a new
I was like,
patch
yeah,
of land. It's a patch.
Yeah, exactly. And like I don't know, I think that is a big reason that the game is successful. You like you said, like it's complete and like they're constantly adding new content to it. Like I haven't played Halo Infinite multiplayer in a very long time because they haven't added anything launch. The game is the exact same. There's like 4 maps. I can't play the 4 maps like 100,000
There's
times.
only 4 maps.
There's only like 4 maps.
That
And
shit.
like for a long time, like, there's 4 like small, like 4v4 maps, and then there's like 3 8v8 maps. But for a while, the 8v8 mode was broken, so you only could play the small maps.
Yeah,
Like it just got boring after a while. It got really repetitive.
yeah.
I'm hoping something changes soon, but it doesn't. From the like 343 released a statement, and they're like, "Oh, we're having some development issues," which is why there's been like a lack of content. I was like, "Well, so this is not changing anytime soon." Basically, is what I've heard.
Kind of shitty. Do you have an extra shovel on you, by any chance?
I
Me?
do. Yeah.
Oh no. You keep your shovel.
Sacco, I feel like you haven't given the people what they were promised today.
Is it emo Sacco?
It was emo Sacco, yeah.
Emo Sacco is tending to a farm.
You never loved me, Mom.
I needed you all.
I need somebody to chop down this tree.
I'm on my way.
Mom away.
Very slowly, because I'm fucking hungry again.
Marissa, is there any news that you would like to talk about in the gaming world?
Did something happen? Like, that, feel like that was a very, like, scripted...
No.
What about the update for Apex?
Oh, the update for Apex.
It was scripted.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so they updated Apex. For
What
like
they-
the next gen consoles. So I got an update and it is smooth as fucking sin. It is beautiful. And I'm very...
Was this also on PC, or is this just a next gen?
I don't think I think the PC was already.
Oh, it was already fine.
Yeah.
You probably got a small update because they changed some other things too.
Yeah.
So they changed
We're just-
like there was like a couple like just random changes that they made. The one changes they made is there was people who would spam a quip, and it was like Ash saying, she's going to gloat about this all day. It's like really loud. And they just removed it from the game.
I love that.
So, some people are very upset about it. Which is like kind of, like, I kind of get being like a little, like, why did you have to remove it? Sacco made a good point when we were talking about it earlier. He was like, why didn't they just, like, put a cooldown on it?
Yeah.
So that people couldn't
It's the
spam
whole-
it.
Yeah.
Like
you can quip, and then you have to wait 30 seconds, quip again, or something like.
well, even if you just made them have to do the whole quip instead of being able to restart it.
Yeah.
Like, they would, like, so basically they would just use her moan.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's 13-year-olds on the game, and they
Yeah.
thought that was really, really hilarious. And then they changed some of the trackers, which, like, does not seem like a big deal. So, like, the trackers on the, like, banners for each of your legends. Like, and, you know, like, the ones
where it
that
says,
say,
like,
like,
kills.
kills and stuff like that. I was literally, like, I was talking. There was no
Sorry.
reason. I wasn't struggling for words. Would you like down?
I like how there was zero pause in between you talking to Sacco and you talking to Howie. Like, I was mid-sentence, do you want to get down?
Yeah, and so like for like kills and stuff like that, they changed it from, oh Matt, that was
Was that part of it? Oh, oops.
Did you break the bridge?
Instructions unclear.
so instead of saying like just kills, it says BR kills now, like battle royale kills instead of just kills.
That's
and
kind
then
of
it
annoying.
oh, interesting. I actually didn't think it was annoying. I was like, cool, because
never mind.
they're trying to like
You get a lot of kills.
what do you mean?
Like I'm already I already struggle with the trackers, and they added more like.
Well, no, because they didn't count arena kills in that category. It
Oh.
was just battle royale kills. They just didn't specify that it was battle royale kills, so it just said
Yeah,
kills.
it was just kills.
And now it specifies like battle royale kills versus like, you know, arena kills or whatever. And then
I take it back. That's not annoying. That's good.
I was like, that's good. I like it. Puts a little bit more emphasis on arenas. Puts a little bit more clarity on like what you got the kill in or whatever. Apparently this was a very, very controversial change. Some people were really upset about it. Because they're like, it looks ugly. I hate it. I was like, I don't I feel like that's a little like it's a little much.
Who cares?
Yeah, a little bit. Who cares? A little bit. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But the other thing they did is they changed where it says so like people would have like season whatever kills, like season like 0 kills, and people would use that to be like, oh, I was playing the game when it started, like it was kind of like a literal badge of honor. And they took out where it says the season.
Oof.
No, just
I can see why that
like,
would be annoying.
yeah.
Like if you have like the season 1 or like season 0, like
yeah.
Been
You'd
playing
be
the
proud
game
of that
forever.
because you've been playing the game, right? Like, yeah, like that one I get.
And I was like, okay, that one kind of sucks. Like, I kind of wish they hadn't removed that. But like, some people were like upset that.
I feel like there's like other ways you can tell though. Like I'm sure there's like.
It's like they're all like color coded differently, but like I don't know what the season 0 one looked like.
No, but is there no like like the 3 badges on top?
The banners,
there wasn't
the badges, yeah.
There wasn't one for season 0 though.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't get one for season 0, so like there was no like the earliest one they had was season 2. Matt, I can give you carrots. You don't have to steal them from the farm.
They were done. I'm so hungry. They were done.
How are you that hungry?
I don't know. I'm running back and forth. Trying to find sunflowers.
Anyways, yeah, like that's the way I understand being upset about, because like that would be like a really like that'd be something you'd be proud of. Like I was playing the game since the beginning, but like now no one will. You can't tell.
Yeah, I also like I played, so they added a new map to arenas, which is like quite fun. It's like fairly like a fairly small map, but it's like there's a lot of just ways you can kind of like get around really quickly. So like I feel like it's really easy to like potentially like sneak up on people or like kind of get a little bit more of an element of surprise going, which is pretty fun. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty excited. I was really happy with the like quality updates though. Like I loaded into the first match and I was like, I can see people from like way farther away than I could, like very clearly. Like everything was really crisp. Everything felt really smooth. It felt like the game, like I was actually like, there was like no delay with what I was doing. Like it felt just so much better. Plus they're doing a little story thing on Bangalore, which is fun. I like her, so.
Yeah, that's fun.
I think playing games for the story.
Yeah, I went on the subreddit actually, and somebody was like, nobody fucking cares about the lore. And I was like, excuse me. I'm right here.
Fucking rude.
Anyway, that's pretty much it.
Did they fix any of like the servers up, or are they still kind of trash?
I didn't notice any, like the game just felt smoother overall, but I didn't really like. I was playing arenas too. Like I didn't play too much today for once.
Yeah.
So that might have been just I don't know if there's been a server fix. I hope so, because it's kind of necessary.
It was getting rough there for a little bit.
I need somebody to chop down this tree as well.
No problem.
Matt, I think you gotta wait for the sides to fill in with grass before you put up the trees. Or the plants.
Are they not gonna grow if
I don't think they will, yeah. It'll just stay as dirt.
So how likely, like on a scale of 1 to 10, are you to get Elden?
Like, right now or ever?
Within the next 6 months.
There's like I'd say a 70% chance.
It's a pretty high number.
It's a pretty high number.
It is. I feel like it's gonna happen. I keep watching TikToks, and I'm like, you look like you're having. You look like a little bit like you hate like your life, but like also you love it. So you know, I wouldn't mind feeling that.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind feeling that.
Matt, how much money would I have to pay you to play Elden Ring?
I don't think I would be that against it. It looks fun. Not like in a fun way though. Like it looks.
I don't
know. Like it looks cool. Like the concept.
All the cool kids are doing it, so.
I just genuinely don't think I have the time. I don't think it's a matter of money. If you're like, I'll pay you to do this, like I don't.
Like, how long is like a Dark Souls game? Like, are they like really long?
They're big games.
They look.
I think it's technically easier than a Dark Souls game though. Like it is a Dark Souls game, but I think it's easier.
Really? Like okay, so like there's Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and now like Elden Ring.
Bloodborne.
Are they all
also...
part of like the same universe?
I don't think so.
Oh, they're all like separate, right?
The median for how long to beat Elden Ring is 50 hours.
That's not that bad.
Mains plus extra 82, completion is 120. All playstyles 89. So it's like 90-hour game.
Not terrible.
Not bad.
Yeah, but that's if you're good. The leisure mode, not even the completionist, like the main and extras on leisure instead of rushed is 140 hours.
Oh yeah, that's
the completionist is 190.
That's a commitment.
It's like, or the main story, just the main story is 60 hours on leisure. But like again, like that's if you're not dying every 2 seconds.
Your biggest problem is that you don't have the time because you're not good at the game. But what if you got good at the game? You can get good at the game.
Nah. I don't want that.
I don't want to be good at the game.
Matt, do you enjoy that the sunflowers actually look at the sun?
I do. I did. I kind of don't like how half of them are pointing towards the cliff.
Where the
like
sun
if
is?
there was no, yeah. Well, yeah. Bloodborne was the one that like I feel like it would like Bloodborne was one for me. I think Elden Ring is for Marissa. I think Bloodborne is for me. But I don't want it.
Yeah, I watched someone play like 2 minutes of Bloodborne and I was like, no. No, not my thing. I feel like there's gonna be... It looked like something was gonna jump out at you every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Bloodborne a little bit shorter, but still playing the same hours. Like, the completionist is 196 hours on leisure, 55 main story, 97 main extras. Like, the median is like 40 hours. Like, these are big games.
Fair enough.
So the games that are in the same series is Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, and Demon Souls, which is technically before Dark Souls.
Okay, and that's all part of like the same.
That's like the same thing.
Canon. They're all the same. Okay.
And then Bloodborne is similar playstyles, but you're playing in like a nightmare realm, so it's like demons, like monsters and demons.
Gotcha.
And then Elden Ring is like a more like fantasy.
Yeah.
Like Dark Souls already did have fantasy aspects, but like this is just more.
Like from the little like clips I've seen, like it looks like a beautiful game.
Yeah.
Like it looks gorgeous. But it also looks like it'll make you cry.
Yeah.
Both tears of joy and tears of pain. Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Like the thing that pisses me off is that the checkpoints are like the bonfires.
Yeah, but then they respawn all the enemies.
Yeah, so like if you're like dying, you're like I need to heal. You go to a campfire, and then every other enemy that's around you also heals. Like, and the ones that you've killed like get respawned. Just like why? Leave me alone. I don't want this.
Fuck you. That's why.
I don't want this. Yeah.
There are consequences for your actions.
Yes, there are.
Am I going the right direction? I'm not.
Oh no, there's a spider. Way spider.
Kill it.
Killed it. Laid the spider.
Nice.
Matt, I have bread for you.
I'm stealing your bread out of your chest. Unless that was the bread you were referring to.
No, that was the bread. I don't have any more bread.
I'm going for the chest now. I'm not going for the.
Okay. I will leave food in the chest.
If there's a chest, I will grab the chest.
Okay.
Dude, I don't know, man. I'm tired.
There's monsters nearby? What the fuck?
Not in my bed.
I'm asleep.
Where's the monsters?
They're outside my non-windows that Matt never finished.
For aesthetic reasons. Do you need me to fill them?
Well, if you put glass in it, then it won't, like, think I'm outside.
Or, like, the chain, like the iron bars.
I don't know.
Marissa House is iron bars. I don't know if we have any more. What do you do with a name tag?
You put it on a horse.
There's a spider on the roof.
Oh, not a spider. What else is new?
Oh, this is great.
What?
What just
What just
happened?
happened?
I'm struggling.
You like it down.
Oh my god, I keep like trying to get stuff and then I leave and then I'm like, I fucking forgot. Like I'm just having a rough time. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've kind of given up on the idea of buying a PlayStation 5.
Like I'll get one eventually, but
I don't know if I will.
you don't think you'll ever get one?
I don't like.
Like you'll probably get one eventually once they stop making the PlayStation exclusives for the PS4.
Even still, I'm not buying PlayStation exclusives for the PlayStation 4.
You're not gonna play the next God of War?
No, I want
Or
to.
you're just gonna wait for it to
but
come
I
out on
want to
PC?
wait. Like I want the God of War. Like I want to play it on the PlayStation 5. Like
Just
same
wait
thing with
for it
like
to come out on
Miles
PC
Morales.
then.
Like I've never played Miles Morales because like I want to play it on the PlayStation 5, but like I don't have a plan to buy the PlayStation 5. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Like I want the games, but it's also at the same time it's like I don't want to. It's so like.
You don't have to work for
So
the money to buy the console
yeah.
and to find the console.
Like it's so expensive and like so many games in the Game Pass. It's like, do I really need? Like I might as well just buy it for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, like is there like I'm sure there's gonna be like you pay $10 extra, you get the PS5 version as well or whatever. Like
Yeah.
there is some good news on the PC front. Graphics card prices are coming down. They are they're still overpriced, but not nearly as much anymore. They are still decently hard to find as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a 3080 Ti, which is second highest on NVIDIA's like performance scale. Like yeah, it's like they have the 3090 and the 3080 Ti, and the 3080 Ti I saw on Best Buy for $2,000.
It's not even bad though. Well, I don't know.
It's not great. I have a 1070 in my computer, and I bought it when the 1070 was the current model, and my whole computer cost just over $2,000. The 1070 was like $600, and I was like, well, that's pricey. Little did I know that's a budget card now.
Yeah, it's like my problem was like I bought mine mid hype.
Yeah.
So I paid $600 for a 1070. But I feel like it was like the 20 series was like almost out.
Yeah.
Like it was an old graphics card when I bought it.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, it works.
Works.
No, can't complain.
Yeah, so God of War Ragnarok. Is it like when is it coming out for PC? Like, is it gonna be a while before it comes
Who
out
knows?
for PC?
When is it even coming out?
Isn't it like later this year? The next year.
It's just 2022. They're scheduled for release 2022.
Yeah.
Well, they delayed it. It was supposed to be 2021, but then because of COVID-19, the development halted. I don't know if I would want to play it on. I guess I'm being real nitpicky. I don't know if I want to play it on a PC.
Why not?
I don't know, because it's a PlayStation game.
So?
I play my PlayStation games on a PlayStation.
What's the difference?
I don't know.
You hook a PlayStation controller up to your PC.
No, I know. I could. I played my Xbox games on my computer, and my PlayStation games on a PlayStation. Like the hard-working American that I am.
Oh, is that right?
Almost none of that was true.
It's like reminds me of that scene from Tiger King. You guys watch Tiger King? I feel like we talked about this.
I didn't watch Tiger King, no.
There's like a clip. I guess like if you're just no drugs addict, you could also just no drugs addict, but he like ran for
Yeah.
like governor.
Okay.
He's like, I am gay. I do drugs. I am running for your next governor. Like that was me.
That was you.
Like I will play my PlayStation games on a PlayStation, and I will play my Xbox games on a PC. I drive a Ford truck, and I'm not stopping for no one.
Okay.
But also, my Ford truck is a really small SUV that sucks and keeps not working. I feel like I'm constantly running. All I'm doing is walking back and forth. I think I should upgrade my computer. It's been a while.
1070 is still good for
It
now.
works.
I still have the 1070, and I'm having no problems with it. So
Yeah, but
I'm in no rush to get a new card, but.
I feel like you're probably just better off buying a closed system, or like a pre-built.
Honestly, like, yeah, like the pricing on them is usually a lot better, unfortunately. But like the rest of my computer is fine. Like I don't really want to spend like $2,500 to $3,000 on a new computer when I can just buy a card for like $1,000.
Yeah.
I also don't want to buy the card for $1,000 because it's not worth that much money.
Yeah. Buy it eventually. Is there any other games coming out that like you're super pumped about? Oh my god, I found a big.
Really? I can think
You're
of.
just super pumped for God of War.
It's like the only PlayStation exclusive that I played besides The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I want to play like the Horizon games, but I haven't
So good.
played it yet. And then
So,
like I want to play Ghost of Tsushima. Can't fucking
which is
say
gonna
that.
be free.
Yeah, but I also I haven't played it yet, so like I can't.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm. Also, there's no
Fair enough.
sequel to it, so I can't say I'm looking forward to the new one.
No, yeah. No, the Horizon series is really good. Well, I only played the first one, but the first one.
I heard nothing but good things about the second one as well. So, and the game, like the screenshots from it looked amazing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not gonna
crazy.
look like that if I play it. If I play it on the PlayStation 4, it's gonna look the same as the first game. I think the other thing is that like I don't even have a like PlayStation 4 Pro. Like my PlayStation 4 is like the original. Like not even the Slim. Like that shit's old.
Yeah.
Matt, there's a
I see the
creeper.
spider. I
No,
see the-
it's a creeper behind you.
I'm just gonna keep running. Should we bridge to turn around?
Well, you left me to deal with it.
Ooh.
I'm gonna get shot by now.
Like you just called it out.
I saw the skeleton. I couldn't get to it in time.
There's a spider following me.
The spider following you, you're right? Back, you beast.
So it was a little bit of a shorter one, but do you wanna
Is this
maybe wrap it up?
is this you calling it very subtly? All right.
I'm not technically calling it yet, but I am crashed.
All right. Well, yes, a little bit of a shorter one today. We got started a little late due to an update on my computer, but we appreciate everyone who showed up. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, make sure you hit that follow button. If you really liked it, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you always, don't miss out on Howie. Due to like ads or anything, which we, run so often. We always forget. What else do I have to say? Yeah, social media, that'll come up in a second. Any final words, guys?
Delayed games are not a bad thing, and Breath of the Wild 2 is gonna be great.
A delayed game will eventually be good. A bad game will be bad forever. That's a quote from somebody in Nintendo. I don't remember who.
So glad that you could contribute that.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye.